Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing what is the next stop on your career path. So I was really inspired to do this video because I know that for a lot of us right now, with all the craziness that's been going on in the world, career is something that's really on the top of everybody's minds. You know, we have a lot of people out there right now that are struggling in terms of what to do next. Maybe whether it's finding a new job or whether it's transitioning, from one job to another. Just in general, there's a lot of emphasis on career right now for many of us. So this is going to be a reading that's going to provide us with like the next update that's coming in for your career path. So I do just want to say before we get into this reading is that I'm not a reader that is going to sugarcoat these messages for you. I'm not going to lie. I did see a lot of pretty intense messages coming in for some of you guys for career coming up here into the near future. So just know that if you're somebody that wants like the rainbows and sunshine version of what's going to happen, you may just want to go ahead and click off of this video. But if you do want to know the truth, please feel free to keep watching. But keep in mind that, when it comes to these readings, they are general in nature. So there could be some particular message in there that's for you specifically, but maybe the whole message is not your message, right? So just kind of take what resonates for you and leave behind what doesn't. And please don't freak out because again, these are general in nature and may not specifically apply to you 100%, okay? So I want to share with you guys the decks that we're going to be using today. So I'm going to be working with the Energy Oracle cards. We're going to be using the Urban Tarot. We will be using the Archetype Cards. And then finally, we have the Music Oracles, which will be really fun to add in. So as with all pick a card readings, we're going to have 4 piles here today. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So I want you guys to just take a second and think about your career path and choose the stone or the pile of cards that really resonates with your intuition. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. But whenever you're feeling ready, you can go ahead and fast forward to your reading. Bye. Hello, group number 1. So if you chose this little green stone, let's go ahead and see what's next on your career path. All right. So we have the Athlete. We have Door to Romance. From the Music Oracles, we have Elvis Presley. So cool. I love that deck. It's so cool. And then from the Urban Tarot, we have the Prince of Swords. And in this deck is called the Hacker. So very, very interesting energy here. So let's just kind of go in order and then I can share with you guys kind of some of the common themes that I'm seeing here when it comes to your next step on your career path. So let's go ahead and start with the Athlete. So here, this says, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So what I'm getting for you guys is that the next step or the next stop on your career path, it's going to have to do with really testing your stamina and your strength. And this can mean like your personal, like it says in the card, your willpower, your personal willpower, or the strength of your spirit to really keep going and really push forward. For many of you, if you're inquiring about like a new career, this could be interpreted in the literal sense that maybe for some of you guys, being an athlete is actually going to be the next stop on your career path. So maybe you guys have some sort of athletic ability that you're really, really talented. And so you're actually going to be performing as an athlete, which is really cool. But for those of you that doesn't necessarily resonate for, just know that whatever this next stop on your career path is, it's going to really test not only your physical limits, but it's going to test your mental and your spiritual limits as well. But I feel like, just based off what I'm seeing here in the card, I feel like you guys probably already have a really strong willpower and stamina within you. And I'm almost getting a vibe that like you're going to get a lot of recognition for your successes and for your strengths. Because if you look at this guy, this athlete here, he looks victorious. Like he looks as if he's won something, you know? So I feel like a lot of you guys are already really strong. So you're just going to continue to be celebrated for that and tested on that. Now with the door to romance, this is kind of interesting to pop up in a career reading, like of all the cards that could come up. So for many of you guys, I feel like whatever this next stop on your career path is, this can mean that it's just going to be something that you genuinely love and something that genuinely really resonates for you, that just makes you feel really happy, really full. It could be something that really helps you to grow in your own love of self. But for others of you, whatever this career transition is or whatever this energy is that's coming in for your career, this could literally open the door for love for you, for love and romance. So even if it's not necessarily something you're looking for right now, there's the potential for love also coming in with this career, this stop on your career path, which is really cool. Now with the next card, this is from the Music Oracle. So this is Elvis Presley, and there's a few different messages here on the card. So we have, you are king, never let reality stand in your way, and always keep heaven on speed dial. So these music cards, they come with like different messages on them, but I don't necessarily feel like every message on here resonates with the reading. What I'm really getting from this is the first one, you are king. And when I think about Elvis Presley, I feel like this was somebody who just made history in so many ways. But when I think of him, I think of somebody that really kind of like tested the social norms back in the day, right? Because he was really one of the first entertainers of his kind to like dance the way that he danced on stage. And he got a lot of attention. So I feel like you guys, you know, overall, what I'm really seeing here is that you're definitely in the spotlight. Like you guys are definitely going to be in the spotlight with this career path, whatever it is, whether it's an athlete or something else, but you're going to be getting a lot of attention on you. Some of it could be good attention. Some of it could be bad attention too, because there was a lot of negative attention around him when he first came out, around Elvis, right? But you guys are going to be in the spotlight, and I see overall that you're going to be admired for your talents. So then we have the Prince of Swords, which in this deck is depicted as the hacker. So again, like I'm still getting that vibe that you guys are going to be getting a lot of attention. I don't know if this new role could have something to do with being online or social media is a message I'm getting, possibly YouTube. You know, he's sitting here in front of all of these different computer screens. But overall, you know, another message coming in with this card, with the Prince of Swords, this is also called the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot, like the Rider-Waite. And so what I'm getting from this is that there's a lot of information to be had with whatever this next role is that you're going to be stepping into, whatever this path is. So this could mean that your employer or whoever it is you're working with is going to be doing a really heavy background check on you, because they're going to need to find out all of the details about your background before you can be accepted into whatever this position is. I can definitely see that being the case. I could also see this as being you, just whatever this role entails. It's going to involve you really having to do a lot of research, doing a lot of investigation, really looking for a lot of information. And I think also kind of breaking the mold a little bit. You know, like you're really trying to do your research and figure out how you can really be that breakthrough person. So yeah, this is actually really positive looking for you guys, group number one. So overall, I'm definitely seeing you guys in the spotlight. I'm seeing you getting a lot of attention. I'm definitely seeing that this stop is going to really help you to transcend and really level yourself up. And it might even open the door for love for you. So that's really cool. So let me know how this resonated for you. And if you enjoy readings like this, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hey guys, so if you chose group number 2, which is this little dark green stone. Let's go ahead and see what the next stop on your career path is. So first we have companion. Okay, next we have the angel of balance, but it's in the reverse. From the music oracles, we have Keith Richards, which, if you don't know, was a member of the Rolling Stones, an iconic band. And from the Urban Tarot, we have the Tower. Okay, so pretty intense energy coming in for you, Group 2. Let's go ahead and just start at the beginning. So for many of you guys with this companion card, what I'm seeing is that either you're currently in some sort of working relationship, partnership, something with another person, or if that doesn't resonate for you, this is something that you will be coming into on your career journey next. There's going to be some sort of partnership with somebody else. And you can see here that there's light attributes to this as well as shadow attributes. You know, companionships and partnerships are really something that should help to build one another up, help each other grow when it comes to career. You know, both parties should be mutually benefiting from whatever this is. But as can sometimes happen in partnerships or companionship situations, things can get thrown off balance, right? Or maybe one person kind of has their own interests at heart instead of the collective energy of both parties. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here, group number 2, because next we have the angel of balance, but it's in the reverse. So what this is telling me is that whatever this situation is that's next on your career path with this other person, there's going to be an imbalance here. There's a lack of balance between the two partners or the two parties that are involved. So this could literally mean like 2 different people are involved in the situation. It could be 2 different companies, two different corporations. You know, take whatever resonates for your situation, but it's a partnership of some sort where there's an imbalance here, where one person is giving more than the other, one person is getting more than the other, one person is really benefiting more from the other, and it's not going to feel pleasant for you guys. Some key words here that caught my eye: betrayal, misusing confidences, loss of personal identity, right? So this is interesting too, because, you know, when you're in that partnership situation, sometimes it is easy to sort of just adapt to the traits of the other person instead of staying true to who you are, right? So something in this situation is going to be imbalanced. So then we come into the next card, which is Keith Richards, the music oracle card. So these cards, they have a few different key phrases on them. So it says, be your own best impersonator. Never be accused of anything you haven't already confessed to, and laugh at your own darkness. I think that I'm getting a couple messages from this card as it pertains to this situation. Be your own best impersonator. I think this goes back to what I was saying about staying true to yourself, right? So we talked about here how this is a loss of personal identity. So I feel like, you know, whatever this situation is that's next on your career path, this is a message for you to make sure that you are staying true to you, right? And if other people are trying to impersonate you, they never will be able to be you, because only you are you. Do you know what I mean? So don't let that affect you if somebody's doing that. The other thing that's catching my eye on this card, it says laugh at your own darkness, right? So like the reason that kind of catches my eye is kind of because of where we're headed here with the next card. Whoops, sorry about that, group 2. So the final card we have in your spread is the Tower. So, you know, I'm sure as you can probably see from this card, this is something that is coming to an end. And in this depiction, it looks like really disastrous. You know, it's like the Statue of Liberty is literally drowning in this giant wave here under the water. So whatever the situation is, I do see that it's probably built on a false foundation from the beginning, because it's going to come to an end. It's going to come to an abrupt end, and it's going to leave you feeling really shaken up. But the good thing about this is that, you know, if the situation is built on a false foundation to where it's able to crumble down so easily, then it's like, okay, now I know, and now I can rebuild into something that is going to be even better for me, something that's more true to who I am, going back to this, right? So what I'm really seeing is next for you guys on your career path, group number 2, is that some sort of arrangement that you are in is coming to an end. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're losing a job or something crazy like that, but think of your situation and think how the message could resonate for you, and you guys will know, right? But some sort of situation involving another person, another party, another company, it's going to come to an end because it was built on a false foundation to begin with. And you guys are going to now be able to rebuild and stay true to who you really are when it comes to your career, without having to worry too much about other people. You're going to really have to find a way to find a sense of humor throughout all of this, because it is going to leave you feeling maybe a little bit stressed and out of whack. As you know, that can definitely be the case when something abruptly comes to an end that you're not expecting, right? I think whatever this was probably started off with the best of intentions, but you know, at the end of the day, if it's not meant to be, it's not going to be. And sometimes the universe takes matters into its own hands. All right, so hopefully this resonated for you guys. Leave me a comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoy videos like these, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hey there, group number 3. If you chose this cute little yellow stone, let's go ahead and see what's the next stop on your career path. Okay, so we have Healer. We then have Blossoming Abundance, but it's in the reverse. Okay. From the Music Oracles, we have Madonna. I freaking love this card. This is like back when she was in her prime, and I'm not going to say anything negative. Never mind. But I just love that card. And then we have the Death card. So I'm definitely seeing that for you guys, group number 3. Ooh, I'm so sorry. There are big changes coming in for you in terms of what's next on your career path, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll just start at the beginning and work through all the cards. Let's start with the Healer. So the Healer tells me that whatever's next for you in your career is going to involve taking care of other people, serving other people. So this could mean that you're in the field, like the medical field. I'm definitely getting that vibe with this depiction of the Death card being a doctor. So it could be something in the medical field. It could be something in the spiritual field, right? Like maybe you're into tarot, or you're a psychic, or maybe you guys are in the psychiatric fields. Even I'm getting Reiki as well, just like with the way that he's using his hands here in the card. But either way, you guys are going to be really helping other people to heal whatever ailments that they have, whether they're physical ailments, mental, or spiritual. That's next for you on your path. So maybe that's something you guys are already doing now, or maybe it's something that's just new that's on the horizon for you. So what I'm seeing, and this is just a warning message for you guys, with the Blossoming Abundance coming in the reverse, this just tells me that for a short amount of time after you get into this energy of healing, money's not just going to be growing on trees. You know what I mean? It's going to take a little bit of time and patience for you guys to start earning money and getting your finances on track or fully supported with this particular career endeavor, okay? So it doesn't mean like you're going to lose money necessarily, but I would just, the message I'm really getting from this is that there's a need to be patient and really make sure that you're planting seeds that are going to be nurtured to help better your financial future. Okay, so just be really mindful about the money you're spending. Make sure that you're saving for a rainy day, right? And in time, like you can look at this as a phase. In time, if you're patient and you really nurture those seeds that you're planting, this card will move into the upright position and you'll be able to really enjoy the fruits of your labor. So just know that right now, you're just going to have to work really hard. The money's not just going to come easy to you when it comes to this healer position for a little while. So then we have Madonna. Let's get to her. And I also want to say that I'm seeing a lot of pink and green energy here, which has to do with the heart. So maybe whatever you guys are doing for healing has to do with the heart. And look at this. What did I say? Is that not a heart coming out of this person here? That's a really creepy card, in my opinion, but it could have to do with healing heart issues, literally medically, or maybe emotional issues as well. All right, so let's look at the messages here. So this is from the Music Oracles, and these cards are really cool because they have a few different messages printed on the front. So this says, everyone is entitled to your opinion. Pleasure without permission can be the greatest pleasure of all. And you are and always will be your own work in progress. So the message that's really standing out to me from this particular card is the final one. You are and always will be your own work in progress. And I think that really ties back to what I was saying with the blossoming abundance. Even though I feel like for those of you that chose this group, you're really talented and really great at what you do, you're still going to have to work really hard to, make it to the level of success that you're looking for. You know what I mean? There's always self-improvement that can be done. There's always work that's going to have to be done, and in time, you're going to be able to, have pleasure without permission, right? But right now, it's not really that time, is kind of what I'm getting from that. Love it. So then finally, we have the Death card. So again, as I was mentioning earlier, it's really interesting that this Death card is depicted as like a doctor. So maybe, again, for a lot of you, this is a transition over into the medical field, healing of some sort. We talked about the heart being a common theme that I was seeing here. But the true meaning of the Death card also has to do with transformation. It's about kind of moving with changes that are coming your way. So I do see that for you guys, group number 3, this stop that's here on your, the next stop here on your career path, this is going to have to do with you transforming yourselves in some form or fashion. I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to have to really dig deep to figure out what it is that you need to release, because that's what death is also about as well. It's like there's something here that needs to be released so that you can move forward into better energies for yourself when it comes to your career, okay? So this can literally signify leaving, one job for a new job. It can signify leaving, some sort of energy behind to embrace new and positive energy. What I'm really feeling for you guys is it ties back to this relationship with money a little bit. Like, I feel, excuse me. I feel like a lot of you guys, especially with this Madonna card coming up, and it talked about pleasure without permission can be the greatest pleasure of all. I feel like a lot of you guys may be used to living or accustomed to living a certain type of lifestyle. And for a little while, that's going to be really put on pause. So I feel like this Death card could be speaking to many of you about your relationship that you have with money, and just remembering that, it doesn't grow on trees. And for a little while, you may have to release certain things about your lifestyle that you were used to, because you're going to be just working really, really hard to make sure that you're setting yourself up for financial success in the future. But I feel like what's awesome about this is that you guys are really going to be practicing what you love. You guys are really going to be helping people. You know what I mean? I feel like you guys have really open hearts. As I was mentioning earlier, there's a lot of green energy, pink energy here with the heart chakra. So I feel like this is something that you guys truly love. I feel like it's a transition over into your life purpose. But you're just going to be challenged to sort of like leave behind maybe some old habits or leave behind some old beliefs surrounding finances, because you're going to have to, work your way back toward that, if that makes sense. But overall, this looks really positive, group number 3. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this resonates for you. And as always, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to like this video for me, share with your friends so I can get my channel a little bit more exposure, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hey there, group 4. So if you chose this little striped stone, let's go ahead and see what the next stop on your career path is. So from the archetypes, we've got the child, orphan. From the energy oracle cards, we have the first chakra, Archangel Michael, but it's reversed. From the music oracles, we have Amy Winehouse. I love this card. And then from the Urban Tarot, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And in this particular depiction of it, it says failure at the bottom. So I know that this sounds probably kind of intense for you guys. I'm not going to lie. It is intense energy, but I feel like this is energy that you guys kind of like did on your own, if that makes sense. So what I'm kind of seeing next for you guys when it comes to career is that you all are going to be walking away from something that did not work out for you. You're literally going to be abandoning whatever this was. And I feel like walking away from the situation, it is going to challenge, your feelings of safety and security and of being taken care of with that first chakra card coming up in the reverse. But there is a silver lining to this, so I'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and start at the top here with the child, the orphan. So this says, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. And then on the shadow side, it says feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. I'm really not seeing so much of this from you guys, to be honest, but I am definitely getting the vibe that you guys are like, you know what? Something in my career is not working for me, or it wasn't working for me, and now it's time for me to walk away. And I feel like you walking away is like, that it's going to really threaten your security, right? Because that's what the first chakra, this is the root chakra, this red energy, this orb right here. That's what this is all about. This is about your feelings of safety in the world, your feelings of security. So a lot of times this can tie back to like your financial security, your home life, where you live, where do you lay, where are your roots laid down at night, right? But for you guys, because it's coming up in the reverse, it's like there is an awareness here that walking away from whatever career this was or whatever job this was, it's definitely gonna threaten that for you. And so for a little while, I can see that you guys are going to probably feel a little bit anxious because of this, right? Because the other thing that I'm seeing is like you guys are walking away from something, but I don't necessarily see that you're like moving towards something else yet, okay? But this is just like the next energy. So it doesn't mean that you're never going to find something else. I think you guys are, but for right now, it's more of like fulfilling this need to be independent from whatever this job was. So maybe things were really bad at this job. Maybe it was something that really didn't resonate for you, and you just needed to get out. But I see here, it says conquering fear, learning to go it alone. So I think that even though for a little while you guys are going to be feeling that lack of security because you walked away from this, in the long run, I think that you're going to conquer your fears and you're going to actually build trust within yourself, because you're going to learn that like you got your own back. You know what I mean? You didn't need whatever that situation was to take care of you. You're going to find a way and learn the way that you can take care of yourself now, independent of that situation. So then let's talk about Amy Winehouse making an appearance here. So the first thing that popped up that really caught my eye, so with these music oracles, they have a few different messages on the cards. But what what really resonated for me as it pertains to this particular energy, it says, learn to love your truant heart. So when I think of like truancy, I think of like those kids literally that don't go to school, right? And there's literally no rhyme or reason behind why they skip school. They just don't go, right? So this is just a message for you that I feel like whatever move that you made here, you know deep within yourself that this was the right move. You know what I mean? Like you needed to do that. And I think that it's also like reaffirmation for you. Like if you're watching this and you're thinking about walking away from something, you know, this is basically what I'm getting is like, this is the right move for you right now because you're being called to work on your own independence right now. And then here, treat your scars as your best feature. So even though you might take a blow from this financially, it might uproot you a little bit into a different living situation. At the end of the day, this is going to help you to grow, to be more independent in the future. You're going to really learn through this experience, even though it's going to feel maybe a little bit tough, you're going to really learn how to be more independent and more self-sufficient as you move on from this particular stop on your career path. Now, from the Urban Tarot, from the Urban Tarot, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and in this particular depiction, they call it failure. So I was kind of curious as to why, because when I think of the Seven of Pentacles, traditionally, I don't necessarily think of the word failure, but I do think of the words like patience, hard work, assessment. You know, like there's usually a need with this energy to continue to work really hard and be patient because you're just planting the seeds for your future, but you've got a lot more hard work to do before you can move forward, right? But I was curious to know, like, why is it so dark in this depiction of the card and why does it say failure? So the creator of this deck, this is called the Urban Tarot, if you guys missed it at the beginning. The creator of this deck is inspired by New York City. So there was actually a blackout that happened in New York City in 2003. And she talks about how in 2003, she remembers walking outside when the blackout happened and how the city that's normally so brightly lit and it's just like hustle bustle with people was just like pitch black. But what I liked about that explanation is like, that was a temporary failure, right? All the lights went out in New York City. It was a blackout. It was a temporary failure, and eventually they were able to get things back on track, right? And so I see this as a message of hope for you guys that like maybe right now you're walking away from the situation. It's going to feel a little bit dark. Maybe the path ahead is unknown, but eventually the lights are going to come back on. And I think that you guys, you know, going back to like the traditional meeting that I feel with the Seven of Pentacles is like, I feel like you all just need to be sort of patient with yourself right now as you walk away from whatever this situation was. Be patient with yourself. You may be in the dark for a little while, but just know that when the lights come back on, you're going to have a much clearer idea of where it is that you want to go next when it comes to your career. And the lesson that you'll have learned is how to be more independent. Okay? So I hope that this resonated for you all. Definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know. And as always, if you enjoy videos like these, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.